Hi, welcome to Enlightened World Network. Dr. Ruth Anderson here. Today is a very special day. We are combining our live guided meditation a day with information on light language, one with the light. So I'd like to welcome Sharmee Divan. Thank you, Sharmee, for being here. And our guest, light
Thank you. It's my
language.
pleasure.
Yes, our guest, light language facilitator and meditator, Keleena Malnar. Keleena, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having
So
us.
Oh, absolutely. So we're going to start with just a couple of questions first to help us understand light language a little bit better. So, Keleena, have you always been familiar with light language, or did there come a time where it all came in for you?
Honestly, when I was a child, I used to hear, because I've always been awake, but I used to hear the different languages. And out on my own, or when you're playing with kids and you have your own little language when you're a child, sometimes be speaking it, but not having that knowing that that's actually what you're doing. So I've always had that, and I've always heard it also when my guides are always, especially the galactic ones, in touch with me over my life. But as far as speaking it and actually putting myself out there, that was 2016 when my team was like, it's time to get out there and start activating the souls, activate the people's light bodies in the crystalline process. And I laughed. I'm like, yeah, no. And they were like, yes. And it was a week later, I had a YouTube channel and it all just went boom so fast. So,
Wow. So do you remember, can you remember the first time that you were able to hear it and then share it?
I've always heard it, but the first time I actually shared it with another human, I mean, I was already saying it to my kids, but another person was one of my friends here in the United States, Debbie, that I was doing some stuff with. And I just got up in the morning, I'm like, I need to share something with you. And she's like, what? I'm like, you're going to be my guinea pig. And for the longest time, I was doing all these different light languages coming through for her. And above, what I was shown is that it was perfect alignment with her because I was bringing through healing codes or activation codes, for her process that she needed. But also, it was for me, it just allowed me to be in the flow even more and trust what was coming through was actually helping people, because there were people that came in or would come in, they were showing me were going to be very non-receptive to it and start calling you the names and all that kind of stuff. And I went through that for a long time with people calling me the opposite of what light language is. So it had me going in the flow. But within a week's time of her receiving and really feeling the difference and the change in her own body and her vibration, she was like, oh my gosh. So that's when I knew, okay, it's time for my son to set up the YouTube channel. I have to trust what the guides are saying and just go forth with it. It's part of my purpose.
And can you understand what's coming in?
You know what? This is I call it a soul language, but it's the language of light. Okay, so when it comes in, it's like a conversation with your light body. So your soul will always understand and receive it. To me, I've always explained that it's activation through the heart. It's transferred high heart to high heart. It comes in as codes, it comes in as light and sound vibration. And, those of us that channel it, I call myself a light language channeler, but also the key DNA key code activator, because that's what my team has told me that I do. But I don't always understand it in an English format. And it's because I'm not supposed to, because many times the codes that come in are meant for the receivers. And if I have to translate every single thing that comes in, I'm going to be holding too much in my field and just basically I'm going to well, they said jokingly, you'll blow up. So
Sure.
it's too much. So just to allow it to flow through and to go through for the other person that needs to receive it, or persons, if I'm doing a big audience, I don't need to know exactly what it is. There are key points that they will automatically, my higher self will say the English words and I will be able to tell them what it is and what it's being said. Not always.
Got it. Do you always know who you are receiving it from?
Well, I always say it's from source, but there's the four different origins, which is the angelic origin. We have the elemental origin. We have an earthly origin, and then we have galactic. And those are the four different origins that they can come from, the main parts. And for me, I represent mother frequency, like galactic mother, like the cosmic mother, earth mother frequency. That's a frequency amount. So they will come through in those four forms, but under each four or categories, whatever you want to call them, there's many other different languages within that, if that makes sense. So if you have angelic, you can have like the archangels coming in under that, or the seraphim, or the cherubim, whatever they are. There's so many different ones. It's just it flows in, and a lot of people won't know which one they are, but that's okay, because eventually you're going to find out.
So, Keleena, I understand that you are familiar with or have spoken like 60 different light languages. Can you talk about that?
Yes. um, from what my team has told me, this team that's behind me and above me all around has said that I've spoken up to 60 so far, and that my purpose here is to be able to activate all souls on the planet. So to speak, to be able to bring through all these different languages, and connected with the four basic. So, and this is, and I don't know if it recorded before, but I'll go over it, which is the angelic, the galactic, the earthly, and then we have the elemental, which is such a high frequency. It's like the fairies come through me. So to be able to connect with all souls, I channel them. I am a light language channeler, but then also the DNA key code activator, because it's the connection. It's the conversation with the light body. That's what I want to say. And it's like it's transferred higher to high heart. So it's an alchemy with the heart. It's the alchemy of the heart. That's what it is. It's what they just said right now. It's the alchemy of the heart. And I see golden light with that. So there's more than that many. They'll just keep coming. So each time I meet a different soul, my higher self knows exactly what they need, because their higher self is in conversation with mine, and it just flows through. It'll just come in.
So, are some of these actually different dialects, like German or Spanish, that kind of thing?
It's a different dialect or a different conversation in light. It's all sound and light vibration. So whatever because everybody has a different vibration, a different, I call it energy essence, an energy signature. Your vibration is different than the person next to you. So Sharmee's is different than mine. Yours is different than mine is different than William's over in the other room. And I have to be able, for my purpose, and everyone's different, I have to be able to connect with everybody's different energy, vibration, or signature to be able to awaken that process in them, either some kind of healing process, or activate their pineal gland, or their crystalline process. So there's so many different signatures, I'm going to call it, because that's what's coming in, that it's very much, it's like everything is, it's unlimited. And we are so unlimited.
And Keleena, do you know which of those four came into you first? The angelic, the elemental, the earthly, or the galactic? Do you know?
Which one I did first?
Yes. What came to you first, do you think?
I feel, because I'm very galactic, I feel it was the galactic. I can't even say. I'm just going to ask my team which one came in. They're saying yes, galactic. The galactic came in first, along with the angelic vibration, is what they said. And then the elementals just started speaking through me like about 2 years ago, I want to say. It was like 2018. So maybe 3 years ago. But they're a fun frequency. That will make you laugh.
Oh, that is fun. Your team probably thinks I'm silly for asking the question. They're probably thinking, what does it matter?
No, they're not. They're not at all. They're actually, a lot of my team's very serious, and
Okay.
I'm on the other end, going, ha ha ha, really? So yeah, no, they're with you. They're listening.
All right. And then can you talk about the earthly realm? Would those be what you would consider ascended masters?
Oh, it's a mix. Earthly can be ascended masters or forms of beings that have been here before. Um, I also see earthly as like not just the elementals, but some of the rocks.
Mm.
Because I sing to the rocks out here in Sedona and stuff like that. Even though some of them have a galactic frequency, it's the land. Earthly, it's the land. It's the beings of the land. Um, I don't see it as one specific. I see it like a mix, is what I see. But the Ascended Masters are beings that have been here on the earth and gone through their own process. So, yes, they are part of that as well. But they're also Ascended Masters standing in my galactic tube as well, you know? So they're in the different ones.
Right, right. And as you were talking about the rocks, what came to my mind was, I think it's from, I don't know if it's from one of the Psalms, but it's definitely an Easter song, which is about when Christ was came back from the dead. The rocks and stones themselves would start to sing, and okay, and I'd never made that connection before, that the rocks and stones singing would be light language. That's so cool.
Yeah,
So cool.
because the crystals, for me, the crystals can be earthly, but also galactic because they hold signatures just like we do. They hold information from time spans that can be massive, or there's new crystals being birthed all the time inside Mother Gaia. So, I mean, Gaia is our earthly, and like Gaia speaks through me and sings through me. But it's all the different kinds of earthly and things that are of the earth only that are really coming through in that language. And many times it's the crystalline signatures.
So, do you also experience that from plants or animals?
Yes,
Okay.
plants I connect to not just earthly, but very elemental as well. Like the elementals, I see the elementals like as guardians of the plant kingdom. That's what I see. So the two of them will come through together sometimes. I have a very big connection with Mother Earth and like the trees. If I go walk past a specific tree here in Sedona that I've done a lot of work with, literally, I see them as a being. And their arms stretch out and grab me and pull me in. Literally, like if a human was like pulling me in really tight, really fast, my body will go whoop, and people will be like, "What just happened to her?" And my heart is connected right to the tree, and that's how we connect. It's that transformation again. It's the alchemy of the heart. And then I'll speak the light language to it, and I can hear it, and feel the vibration of it coming back. So I always say it's a heart language, but it's a soul vibrational level, and it's all energy. That's what we're all energy. So everything's coming through in that energetic vibration.
This is so exciting. I'm so excited to be having this conversation. So you have two things for us. You have an activation for us, and you also have a meditation for us. Where would you like to go next?
Okay, the team just said activate. So I'm going to do a couple different things. Okay, I've got the microphone here. So I'm going to bring through all four, okay, different, I don't know what they're called. They're going to say origins. They're saying origins. We're going to bring in all four origins, and you're going to feel them. So, and it's also meditation at the same time because you're receiving the higher levels of light. So some people are going to be receiving the activation to speak. Okay, some people will be able to walk away speaking it. Some are going to be receiving healing from this. This heals at the level you need it at. And it's one thing that I have on my website. You receive exactly what you need in this moment of now. So if there's something you're stuck on or whatever, you're going to receive that. If there's something you need to heal within yourself, you're going to receive that. If you need your pineal gland activated, you're going to receive it. If you need your heart open, you're going to receive that. So it's all going to come through. So yes, it goes, and they just want me to explain to allow everybody to understand. It goes through the DNA at the cellular level, okay, to activate anything suppressed or dormant. But it also activates and recodes your personal vibrational signature. So, if they have anything else, that is it. They said. So I will sing this first stuff. And I'll be speaking some, and I'm going to be doing a little different. Some of it's going to sound very angelic. Some will sound, the elementals you will know because they're going to get really high. The earthly stuff is a very, it's a deeper vibration. Some people say it sounds very Egyptian, and there's some Egyptian stuff that does come through because we use that a lot there. Hathor comes through. That's one of my embodiments. So the Hathor coding will come through. It sounds like Tom Kenyon a little bit, but from my own soul signature. So there's going to be different things coming through. So all anybody needs to do is just have their hands, palms facing up on their lap. And that means you're open and ready to receive. And then close your eyes and just focus on your high heart, the sacred heart, which is just behind the thymus. So wherever, and I want to tell everybody where this is really quick. If you go to where your collarbone or whatever this is, your bone here comes to the point, and then just start going down until you feel a little bit of a bump. Okay, that's where the thymus is. So right behind there is the sacred heart. And that's our connection when we come into union with divine, with bringing heaven to earth. The union's here, and this is where we're supposed to live from. So this is where the transfer is being alchemized, they just said. Okay, are you guys ready? Are you goddesses ready?
Ready.
Okay, let's do this. Nayana Marshnani. Yatyashna Sutta Mariana Iya Akuta Maya At Amansa Maraha Yara Yeren Yanagara Santosh Mataya Hiana Mariana Nana Yaku Satana Marai Moruna Nana Yana Shatas Shateki Ahadhyana Yarananamanyananoe Satayananekiya Yananakurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutukurukutu Makati Makati Makai Yanaye Yasakara Sasasi Katoya Nika Nasukoni Yahoo Nishan Atara Hessian Nora Mahala.
Vitiate niashutusmana meinaikatenia nasatas natia. I am all that I am. Tarosh man sesia maha yana nate ni. Tiana te kira te sakara koto koto ushna masam tian norur na hiatash nasi. Hikira kara kata koto koto na kaya na na shuta melani. Yata kara kata na hada kor. Manasatas. Maya. Eternal love, eternal light, eternal life. Maya Kitas, Maya. From my heart to yours. Shatia Maya.
Wow. Wow. Can we comment a little bit of what we experienced, Keleena? Is that all right? Sharmee, would you like to share what you experienced with that?
You can start and I'll join in.
Yeah. And Sharmee has Angel on her shoulder. Um, now that was fascinating, Keleena, because as you were going through the different parts, I was mostly getting visuals, and so I could see you in these different forms, and then at times I saw me in different forms, and it felt like I could sense which was angelic, which was elemental, which was galactic, and which was earthly. And it was just fascinating, really fascinating. It's one of those things that I want to come back to and experience it again and really be able to take all of it in, because that there was so much there. That was awesome. And one of the fun things that it started doing was it started stripping away all of the barriers that I've had. And I could just see them like flying out. And part of it was helping me to remember what I've already known. And so it was like clearing out cobwebs. And I saw me reading a book, and I saw me with you and water jugs in this very old lifetime, and just all of these visuals stripping and clearing, as well as um, teaching me. And I've experienced different body parts being triggered. I can't tell you how many times my third eye was triggered in that. And then I felt something in my chest and felt it go away. And at one point, this very huge blast of energy just blowing through. So I feel like I got a front row seat there. That was beautiful. Thank you to you and your guides for all of that. Sharmee?
So I definitely agree with the front row seat because I have heard light language and seen it and whatever, but somebody doing it in different um, dialects, different sub languages was it was just so expansive. Like I could actually feel, myself expand like as you went on, and I was very tuned into um, the languages that were coming through, and like so every frequency somewhere um, elicited a different response from my body, like what you rightly said, Ruth, and um, so maybe because I'm very new to light language, I'm quite shy about even saying it out loud to a lot of people what is going on with me. Um, and one of my fellow mates said that, you're holding up this energy right here and you need to allow it to flow. And when you said that, when I do this transmission, it's going to open something up for you, I at least was able to bring that in my hand movements. Like it just involuntarily started. And I can't thank you enough for opening that gateway for me. And, some of it I have myself spoken. So, especially the chanting part, I don't know which one that is, but if you can throw some light on it, it would be great because a lot of the times I have been doing the, the more the chanting based light language, and it, yeah. So it I have never experienced it. I mean, thank you so much, and it just feels like coming home, and you know the way that your voice was, it was beautiful, very beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. If you're doing chanting, what I'm receiving is that's more of the
More of the
earthly.
Oh, it's
earthly.
earthly. Okay.
Because we did the chanting a lot. We still do chanting in my rituals, and if you look, like a lot of the, like some of the Navajo or whatever, what you call the Indian languages here on the earth. What I was shown a long time ago is it's a form of light language. Okay, everything is a form of light language. We've just kind of corrupted the language on the earth, basically. This language is so important because we're going back to this, because this is how we are going to be speaking when Earth becomes a galactic society. I've already seen it, but we're going to be utilizing these languages because our language is coming from here, not from the ego, where it can distort and cause all the disruption and all the things that are going on. We're going back to this. I've seen it many times. It's going to be telepathic, and it's going to be light language, and it's our true essence. It's who we are. So if you're more of an earthly kind of being, that will be yours. If you're more of the elemental being, it'll be yours. Some people will have a couple. I'm a channel for it to be able to bring them all through at the mother frequency at all levels. So Cosmic Mother works through me, Earth Mother Gaia works through me. I have like the Magdalene, Mother Mary, all of those mothers work through me. So there's so many different. I have the elemental mother works through me, the fairy queen, all that stuff they work through. It's just I open myself as a conduit for source. That's what I'm here for, to be able to reach out for all of you, to be able to be activated, to speak it, to heal, to go in your crystalline process. That's what I know my soul purpose is. That's part of it. That's like the little part of it. But then you can go on and do your thing. And that's the most important thing here is, like you said, Ruth, how it was moving the cobwebs. That's exactly what it's doing, because it's breaking through those barriers that everybody has up, or some people call it the veil. Mm-hmm. So it breaks through that with these energy transmissions that come in. And the conversation that's coming in is having a conversation with your light body. In order to have that, got to break through those barriers. So then, like I said before, you receive exactly what you need in the moment to be able to allow you to go forward in your process. That's why I have a lot of clients, they'll come back and they'll have another session or activation, because they get to a point where they can't go any further. Like, I don't know what's wrong. I don't feel like I'm stuck. And then another activation will come through, and in 6 months, they'll be like, I've done this, I've left my 3D job, I have a spiritual practice now. And that's exactly what this is to do. It's to bring you into alignment with your soul self, with your connection to God as your God self that you are. And you leave the horizontal, the 3D person, which is connected to the time and space reality. We're going here. So this is the connection it brings.
So Keleena, question. If I listen to this same recording in the future, if I listen to it again, will it take me further? Or is this just for this moment in time right now?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. If you listen to the same thing over, like right now in this moment, you may not have been ready for something that came through today, and it can activate you later. Light language is not linear. It's not connected to time. So it's always activating somebody at some time somewhere. I tell people, go back and listen to my old videos on YouTube. There's over almost 200 videos. Listen to them and just receive, because they're not connected to that specific time that I actually created the video. They're so important, because there's so many different levels and there's so many different languages on there that I may not have actually brought through today. But today I brought through what was needed for my higher self knows who's listening now and who will be listening. It's already out there. So yes, you can listen to it again and you can receive more.
Beautiful. I just have to ask, we just have a few more minutes here. Your guides know what's happening across the planet, that we are being called to usher in this new time, this new reality of, I'm struggling for the words here. I've been seeing this time coming in where we are receiving and understanding more about otherworldly entities coming in, that they are here with us, they've been here with us, and now we're finally being able to see that they're here with us. And there's the expectation that we all get along and play nice, right? This is where we're going. So knowing that that's what's coming in, do your guides have any words for us in preparation?
Yes, remember who you are, that we're all children of God. Every single being here on this planet and out in the universe. God created everything. Mother, Father, God created everything when they came together. So as soon as we think we're different from, let's say, an ET, that's where we create separation. And we are not separate from them. A lot of us are them here in human form in the moment. A lot of us are the angels here in human form. We took on this human form to be able to come in and do our work. Right. We came in for this massive transformation that's happening upon the planet so that we can create this new world, this new earth through a new earth crystalline grid and activate all the souls and be here as one in oneness. Some persons will not choose to actually go through this, and they will leave here and go do work somewhere else until they can raise themselves and through the ascension and the levels of light into the light body and become that. But the one thing that my team says is always remember who you are. We are part of the Trinity, Mother, Father, God, and we are the Christ child. Everyone is a child of God. Every time I say this or put this out on social media, I get attacked for it, but it's the truth. And I feel in my heart, every time I say it, my heart experience. You're no different than the beings out there, than the beings here, than the animals, than the trees, than the rocks. We've been all of these things. Right? And we need to just remember, we haven't only been human. So a lot of times I want to say when I bring through the light languages, people see themselves and go through the experience of when they were a droplet of water or part of the water. They remember times when they were, I have a lady who, she's so beautiful. She remembers when she was this being placed on a planet all by herself, and she saw her skin as reptilian and her feet were like webby, and all she ate was flies, and she was the only thing there. And that purpose on that planet alone was to learn to be by yourself and to survive. And so everything has a different kind of, every life's going to show you something different. But that creature even was a child of God. So we have to remember that. We're here to break down the duality and break down the barriers and remember who we are here. That's the most important thing that my higher self is saying right now.
Yeah, beautiful. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Sharmee, do you have any last questions?
No, I am just still in that zone of, the channeling that came through. I'm a little bit zoned out from that. So it was mind blowing. It really was.
And just so you know, let me get this. Okay, so for each person, it's going to be different. It can be up to 11 to 17 days to allow the activations that came in to fully integrate the cellular level. So everyone that's listening or will listen, it will be different for you. Okay, so you might feel zzz in your body or cells vibrating or whatever, but just allow that to happen, because what's happening is the cells are releasing any kind of like blockage, okay, that was over them. I see it as a shield. it cracks it, and the cell actually sparks open and the light expands through your body. And this is where you start becoming more of that light being that you are. That's what I see. So, and Sharmee, I want to say to you, keep going. Do not stop, and do not let anyone shut you down. This is the biggest thing that I teach people that come in when they come into their light language. One of the best places to do it is go out on the earth and speak to Mother, speak with the elemental kingdom and activate it more, because when you're doing that, you're putting it in the new earth crystal and grid for it to reach other people. Okay, does that make sense? Don't.
Yes.
The only time we hold ourselves back is when we're tripping over our own ego.
Yeah.
And Sharmee receives it visually. So she receives code and symbols visually.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I see that too. So I see it coming in. I see sound and light, and I see sacred geometries coming in. And that's what I will see coming into my third eye. And I also, it just flows through. I don't actually hear it before anymore. I just am it. Does that make sense? All I have to do is, with the intention in my heart of what I need to bring through, it just flows, it channels through. So there are times when I'll see like the different colors, the different activations, my vibration in my own body at the cellular level shifts and changes. So I'm getting activated too as I'm channeling it. So yeah, I walk around like zzz all day. So that's good. Sharmee, take a pencil or a paintbrush or whatever and put it on paper, put it on a canvas. All of my paintings that I do have light codes in them behind them, and people now put their hands in front of them and they receive healing or what they need from them. So there's so much to do with it.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm reminded of one of the books that I wrote because I was confused by the title that I was being given. The title was Listening to Light.
Okay.
And so now I'm understanding more what they meant, what my guides meant when they gave me that phrase, listening to light. So, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Listening to light.
Listening to
I love
light.
it.
Yeah. So, Keleena, how do people learn more about you? How do they find the work that you're putting out into the world?
They can go to my website, of course, of just Keleena Malnar, Keleena with an E. My YouTube is Keleena Malnar. I'm on Facebook under my name. I'm on WeMe and Telegram now, all those different ones that are coming in. But the YouTube is like really important because that's got the free activations. I also have a Patreon account where I have people that I work with every month on Patreon. So it's patreon.com/Keleena Malnar. There's activations, there's healing codes. I activate people to speak it. We have goddess gatherings. We have all kinds of stuff on there and utilizing the light language for all kinds of things. And there's also a new healing course that I'm teaching that's on there that's coming in with all the different vibrations coming in to activate people to go beyond what they think healing should be, because everybody's got healing in a box and in a book. And my team said, no, it's time to break this barrier. So I'm activating all these people that are taking this healing course to go beyond that and know that you're unlimited with your healing. So there's all kinds of things out there where you can find me.
Great. And Keleena, are you doing any retreats coming up?
Yes, in July, on the day we honor Mary Magdalene with Shekinah Rose. She's also a light language harmonic vibration. She sings the codes. Her and I are doing the Sisters of the Rose, and we're going to be doing that the 22nd and the 23rd. And it was very important this year to do it on the day we honor Mary Magdalene across the world, because we're going to be putting new codes into the grid for all the divine feminine to pick up their Magdalene code. It's a new frequency of light that's going in for the feminine, but also for the masculine to be able to pick up their feminine frequency as well, to activate that divine feminine Christ consciousness within you, because she was the divine feminine Christ and he was the divine masculine Christ at the same time. They were equal. They both were in their light bodies. They both did the same thing. And so that's what we're bringing into the grid. So that's the next one that I have coming up.
And is that in Sedona, or where is that going to be?
Yep, here in Sedona at the Creative Life Center. If anybody, it's almost sold out because as soon as I put it up, it was like boom, people were booking immediately. So there's like a handful of spaces left, and it's on my website. You can just go under book events. It's there. People are coming in again. People are coming in from all over the world again. People think they can't travel, but there's ways to get through.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Sharmee, thank you for being here. Keleena,
Thank
what
you.
an amazing, amazing gift. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So much love to you. Awesome. Awesome. All right, friends, thank you so much for being here on Enlightened World Network. We're going to be teaching more and more about light language. This is just the beginning of opening this door. It belongs here. This is one with the earth, one with the light. It's Enlightened World Network. So thank you for being here. So much love to each and every one of you. Take good care.